Now, it is that season, isn't it? Campaign season. Have you heard about it? Trump's running against Biden, and last night Pence debated Kamala Harris. So it's a pretty exciting time. What we like to do here at Central Valley Talk is meet all the local candidates we can, sometimes some of the national candidates too. To that end, we invited candidate for Reedley City Council, Matt Tuttle. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. Thank
you. You're running for council in Reedley.
I am, yes.
Now tell us about Reedley. What a cool little town that is.
Sure.
How many people?
Well, it's probably about 30,000 now. I believe the census numbers are still coming in, but I think the last official number is about 25,000.
Yeah.
But we're primarily a small farming community.
So there are a lot of farmers live there.
Sure. Yes.
Some merchants. There's some nice little businesses there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Restaurants, banks. There's a bank.
Lots of banks.
A couple
yeah.
banks there, yeah. And what's funny or strikes me, not as funny, but interesting, is Reedley's not on any freeway, right?
Correct. Yeah. The nearest drag is, they just extended 180 going out east, and that's still, I think, about maybe 5 miles to the north of Reedley. Our main two roads is Manning that goes east-west. That connects about 10 miles down the road to 99, and then Reed that goes up about 5 miles to 180. But yeah, we're not on the main freeway,
nice.
and so that's a challenge sometimes, especially
that
with business.
That improvement of the 180, that's
a nice
one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now, I've always had a theory about Reedley. I used to teach at the college out there. I drive out there every day. Is that because it's not on a freeway, it's retained a nice small town feel where all the cities on the freeway, they've got the gangs and all those other problems. So.
Oh yeah, big time. It's definitely a nice, quiet, quaint, small town in the county. There's positives and negatives for sure. We don't get as many as the big box retailers looking to open up there because of the access.
Is that a positive or a negative?
Right. It really depends on who you talk to for sure. But
some small towns like them because they bring a lot of taxes.
Yep.
But then the little guys who've been in business for years and years get wiped out sometimes.
Sure.
So I'm glad you're on the council, going to be on the council making those decisions because those are tough. Mm-hmm. What are some of the big problems facing Reedley?
So. Typical small town stuff. There's roads that could be updated and kept up with, of course. Youth issues, more youth programs that could be brought forward more. Things that I'm focusing on though. So I'm running as a business owner, small business owner. I have a business right downtown Reedley.
That's who should be on the council.
And really that's kind of what gave me the push initially a while back to start seeking this position is. I felt that my position and my unique experience, I'd say, could definitely be used to an advantage for our town.
Now, what's your business?
It's Nardog CrossFit. It's a gym, fitness gym, right downtown. Yeah.
We know a little bit about CrossFit here at Central Valley Talk. We have quite a few different CrossFits come in and just tell us about their business, and really? It's a tough way to work out, but it's really effective.
It is, yes. It's definitely different, not on the mainstream as far as when you think about gyms and fitness. Mm-hmm. Primarily what we offer at our gym is group fitness classes led by a coach or personal trainer, either in a 30-minute session time frame or a 60-minute session time frame. Big differences between maybe traditional gyms is that group setting, and that comes with a few different other elements that are intangible elements like community aspect, like accountability. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to be working out by yourself. It's another thing when you have a group of people kind of pushing you as well as somebody kind of foreseeing, overlooking everything like a coach.
My friends who are in CrossFit, I think it's Iron Buffalo CrossFit or something here in Fresno, and they post the pictures on Instagram and say, wow, but they all are doing the same thing, like you got to do this one lift, you got to do this one. Anyway, it's fascinating, and they are all doing so good. Yeah. And they keep trying to get me to go. I said, I need to
you should go. They're right downtown. Yeah, the owner's a friend of mine of Iron Buffalo.
Yeah, it's very cool. Now, let's talk about the big issue of the day, COVID.
Sure.
How's that affected your business, first of all?
Huge. In fact, this was the driving factor for me to seek how city government is ran, where our tax dollars are going, how much the city is bringing in tax dollars as well as other issues with the city. And so in March, we saw it actually coming down the road, and so the day before we actually had to close our gym, made the decision the day before to close down, just looking out for the best intentions for my people, right? Lo and behold, 24 hours later, we had to close anyways.
Yeah.
That was middle of March.
For 2 weeks. You're going to close for 2 weeks.
So that was initially what I told my people as well. How long has it been? It's been, what, 6 months?
Yeah,
something
they said
like that.
the 6 months anniversary
Right.
of the 6 weeks.
And so I believe it was more or less 3 months straight. We could not do anything. And during that 3 months, then I had to look out of the box, right? And so we're in the gym all the time. I've been doing it for 5 years there, and all of a sudden could not come back. 2 weeks goes by, and we have no idea when we can go back in.
And you don't know if it's going to be another week, or
Sure.
you don't know it's going to be 6 months, right?
Right, yeah. Well, right after we had to close, right after I closed, just a few days later, we changed my business model to an all online offering. I needed to continue some kind of service for my people. I didn't expect them to work out on their own. A lot of it, like I said, is accountability. And so to continue that accountability, we continued a Zoom offering. And so we continued our services, but it was all virtual. It was hit and miss. Some people liked it, some people did not like it. Another thing that we were able to continue was our workout programming. So even the people who weren't continuing with us virtually still were able to follow along with our daily workouts that we would give out to all of our people. So that was for 3 months straight. We were able to open up for a couple weeks back inside. I think it was in May, something like that, and then sure enough, we had to close again. Yeah. The city of Reedley has actually been really great working with us small businesses in Reedley. They shut down the street in front of our gym. And mind you, my gym is right in the middle of town, so that's a main drag in town. Wow. It was both received positive and negatively, as you can imagine, shutting down part of the street rather. But from there on, we were outside, working out outside. That brought in even more challenges: the heat, the fire, the smoke, air quality. And so there's actually 2 weeks in the last few months that I didn't have any classes because the air quality was so terrible. You know, I'm big on following the rules. I come from a military background, and so breaking the rules of coming inside was not even an option. I was clear with that with my people from the beginning. Luckily, now our county's in the red tier, and so this is our second week actually being back inside. I'm so proud and happy that our community at our gym was so supportive of what's going on, that they were able to see the services, the value that we continue to offer, even though it wasn't ideal. But I'm confident that they saw that value, and they also saw the importance of continuing this business, this offering further down the road, and we needed to support ourselves in order to have our gym further down the road. Furthermore, I saw many other businesses downtown, as well as all in Reedley, that were struggling as well. And so another thing that our gym did starting in March is that I started to buy $50 gift cards to 3 different local businesses in town every month since March, and we've continued it all the way until
help
still
them
now.
Get some,
exactly.
Help them get some cash flow.
And what I did is give them out to 3 different people in my gym, and so now they're going out to support another business, right? And so, anyways, this is just a time. It's a challenging time, but there's always a silver lining in everything. One thing with my gym and my business, I'm able to. I'm continuing the Zoom service. So now that even though we're back in person service classes in my gym, we're continuing the service that I actually had to change my business model to.
Well, some people aren't comfortable yet going out.
And that's one of the reasons why I continue that service.
Now, let's go back to the council race. Now, when is the election? November 3rd?
November 3rd, correct.
Yeah. And is Reedley divided into districts?
There's 5 districts in Reedley. I'm running for the District 1 seat.
Now, will only the people in your district vote, or does the whole town vote?
So Reedley's an at-large town, which means that the whole city votes for all of the positions.
So you have to live in the district.
In order to run for the seat, you need to live in that district.
That district, okay.
However,
So,
everybody in town could vote for everybody.
So you don't get to just you don't have the advantage of just campaigning in your district. You got to get all the districts.
So
to
the
vote
challenge.
for you.
So Reedley has something like 7,000 houses, not to mention the
Yeah.
businesses and such, and so that's a big challenge. Yeah.
So you're going door to door?
If it was just a district, then the
Yeah.
campaigning would be so much easier. I have gone door to door a handful of times.
Yeah.
Our biggest push was this last Saturday. Yes.
And just trying to reach everybody, get your ideas. How you have some kind of flyer you pass out, or
Sure.
something
Yep.
like
And
that.
so that's what we did. Normally, I would go door to door, knocking on doors and such, but kind of feeling the pulse of people and their comfort level, we decided actually not to knock on doors
Oh, I
for
see.
COVID.
Yeah, I didn't
and so
think of that.
what we
Boy.
did is we actually just left our flyers at the
Yeah.
door. Of course, natural people were outside mowing their lawns and stuff, and so we still saw people, but that one thing that did enable us to do was cover more of the town too. We were able to go a little
I
faster.
just saw some like websites and stuff popped up, Q&A, some online Q&A things.
Yes, yeah. It's a little bit hastily put together, but this Sunday at 5 p.m. I'm hosting a Zoom meeting, Q&A. It's just an opportunity for people to hear my voice, like on your show
Sure.
right now, Mike, and I appreciate the offer to be here, and to hear a little bit about myself, what I kind of stand for, what my focuses are, and what my visions are, as well as why I'm running. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Now, if somebody wants to contact you, or maybe wants to volunteer or help out, you have a website or something where people could go? And
Yes, of course. So it's Matthew Tuttle for Reedley.com. That's the website.
Okay.
That's Matthew, common spelling, Tuttle, Tuttle. 4 is FOR, Reedley.com. There's also a subscription spot there to get on my email subscription list. Send a couple emails out every week. One of the focuses of me running is one of the challenges that I had as both a resident in Reedley as well as a business owner is understanding and being kept abreast of city dealings, right? I don't feel that the city is trying to hide things. I just feel that it's a challenge to stay on top of everything that's happening in Reedley, especially when you have busy lives, kids and church and work and such. But I felt that I can help. I could help our residents stay abreast without having to
maybe
trudge through so many.
better communication out there
Correct. And
somewhere.
so that email list that's on my website, get on the subscription list. One of the goals of my campaigning and moving forward as well, whether I get to see it or not, is to keep people abreast. And so talking about in Reedley, there's a water and sewer increase that's coming up. There's a recent tax rate increase. There's always issues, and just trying to keep people abreast of what's going on. I'd love to get more people civically involved.
Yeah,
and
very
that's just going
So
to
you
help.
could do like a weekly or monthly newsletter. Then when some hot topic comes up, you could send a quick email to everybody. So that's great.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll say this. Yesterday I had the idea to look at the Fresno County voter clerk website, and there's all these emails of candidates. There's 200 or 300 of them throughout the county, all these different seats. So last night I sent an email to everyone all at once who were on that list. Matthew Tuttle responded. The first guy here, we appreciate that. So
Sure.
You got like 26, 27, 28 days till the election.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Literally, yesterday I got your email and got right back to you. I'm a little sweaty right now because I came up right after my workout in class just to make time. But that goes back. I would say that goes back to my communication.
Yeah.
It's when I get a question, social media, email, in person. I want to do my best to answer that question, even if I don't know the answer. And I like those questions as well. It forces me to do a little more research, which helps everybody as well.
That's good. So, say there's 27 days left. What are you going to do?
Continue what I'm doing, and so focuses is my family, my business. I'm not changing anything. I'm a born and raised resident of Reedley, and really just kind of continue with what I'm doing, continuing the education of communicating with as many people as I can. One of the challenges had been letting people know that I am running for this position. And so just continue with that. This COVID time, it's tough to get in front of people. And so I appreciate this kind of platform right now, as well as a lot of social media, email.
Now, do you have a favorite hangout in Reedley, a coffee shop or someplace you go?
Sure. So there's a couple. There's for one, bringing up downtown Reedley would be a great opportunity that we have. there's a place called Sweet Destination. They started to kind of bring it up. They made a new coffee shop there. It's a nice, quaint little place. And really, there's a lot of other small businesses. Unfortunately, because of COVID, a number of them have not come back yet. Anyways, they haven't closed down, but they just haven't come back yet. But if and when they do, then there's going to be many more as well, of course.
The reason I ask a lot of us political candidates, hang out at the coffee shop. That's where we get to really talk to people, and people could come up and approach you and stuff. But they'll find you downtown Reedley. Just go downtown. And
yeah. So there's orange barricades right in front of my gym,
Okay,
and I think a lot of people kind of know where that's at. And for the most part, from about probably 4:30 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. There's a good chance that I'm probably
4:30 a.m. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's the life of a small business owner, I think.
Well, good luck, Matt, and here's your chance to say hi to Matt right here on our show. We sent all the candidates of all the seats in all the county who listed email addresses. We invited them. So if you're watching and saying, "How come I didn't get asked?" You just call us or go to our page and sign up. That's better. Go to centralvalleytalk.com, click I'd like to be a guest, and sign up. And next time you run for office, put your email address down. That's how things are done now, right?
Sure, yeah.
Last thoughts, Matt?
I've had a couple people ask me, why should I vote for you? This is my focus, by the way, is running for this position, and sell me on voting for you, right? And so my answer to that is to follow your heart, is to follow your gut feeling. And so that's what I do with just about everything, big decision that I make in my own life. And so that would be my suggestion to everybody, is follow your heart, do your own research on candidates. And I'm not just talking my position, but other local positions, as well as other state and national positions as well. Is do your own research. Don't need to listen to anybody else except for yourself. Don't need to ask anybody else's opinion. The best opinion that you can get is your own. And so follow your heart, follow your gut. That would be my suggestion. Our
guest is Matthew Tuttle. He's running for Reedley City Council. Stick around. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.